Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Portsmouth Coffee Talks Evening Edition Show. I'm James Slim Overton, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Leah Drake Stitt and Thomas the Colonel Chapman. Hello, co-host. How you doing?
Hello, how you doing?
Right. Haven't seen you guys since Monday.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
Everybody looks well and rested. And let me say this, as the world has been, television world has been taken over by reality shows, isn't it strange that now we're seeing stupidity in our Congress as a reality
On a daily basis.
on a daily basis?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But that's for another show. Tonight we have a special guest, and his name is Linwood. We call him Bubba Williams, and he's an author, director, producer, former basketball player, tennis player now, jogger, all those things. So with all those things, he's also very healthy. If he's still doing all that, I think you're still jogging, aren't you?
No, I'm playing tennis now. I'm not
Playing tennis, okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're staying active, that's something.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, we're glad to have him here. We were supposed to have him Monday, but had some technical difficulties. But he's here tonight, and we're going to talk about some of the things he's doing. But before we get started there, Bubba, I remember being at a event with you, and you talked about you wrote the class. You attended IC Norcom High School, and you wrote the class song, which at that point it shows your creativity. How early did your creativity start? Because I think you mentioned to me earlier, you didn't go to school for writing or anything like that, but it was kind of a passion of yours early on in your life, with writing the class song and even before that. So how did that start? Was that something that was God-given or what?
Well, it was a gift. I never went to school for writing or theater. When I was young, we lived in a house with a bunch of kids, duplex house, and there were like 9 of us. And when my mom wanted to get rid of us, I'm the next to the oldest. She said, take the other 6 kids in the room and do something with them. So I'll take them in the room and I'll set them on the stair. We had stairs, had about 8 of them on the steps. Sometimes you ever played the game when you hit what hand,
Yes.
and we started with that. And then they got bored with that. So I said, all right, let's sing some songs. So I was writing songs from the sing. I never forget my sister. Back then, she was like 6 years old. She still remembered this song that I wrote back then, and she'll sing it now. And I'm going to give you a little taste of it. It was like, there's a house built in the woods in the forest, and it looks like it's going to fall. If you don't watch out, it will get you right on your cherry ball. The house is on a hill. Now check this out. Where the cows say moo real. It was she sang that song today. And that was like when she was 9 years old. So I used to do that. And then I started going from writing songs to doing little skits with them. So I would write little skits and I give them paper. You read this part, you read this part, you read. I didn't know what I was doing back then. I just was doing what Mama said. Get out of here and do something with these kids. And from that, I just, God just led me down the path. Now, when I wrote I.C. Norcom, this is something that really touched me. I was a senior at Norcom. I was in the chorus for 4 years. Mr. Lewis, he said that I couldn't sing. He said, you aren't a tenor, you're a yenor. But he said he loved me. I didn't know what a yenor was, but he said he would joke on you all the time.
All the time.
So during the senior meeting, they wanted a class song. So they asked people in the chorus who were seniors to submit class songs. So I wrote a song and I submitted it with like 7 other people. As he called me to his office, he said, Linwood, I'm surprised that he said, did you write this song? I said, yes, sir. He said, well, I'm choosing this song. I'm taking this song. We're going to use it for the class reunion. Now, I wrote the lyrics to the song. The tune, I love the tune because the tune was Somewhere Over a Rainbow. And the lyrics was how we hate to depart from nor come high, but we must depart, so we must say goodbye. How we'll miss our teachers, our school too. I'm not gonna go through that, but I'm saying I wrote the lyric, and to my surprise, I was shocked because I wasn't a music major. 5 of those people who submitted entrants for the songs were music majors, and he chose my song. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying God was working with me then and let me know that, look, you have something special. And when you get a little more sense and stop acting foolish, I'll put you in that place where you need to be. So that's how that got started, that song, and me writing the class song. And I never forget, I was in my typing class at Norcom, and we were asked to write a poem. I typed a poem and passed it in to the teacher, and she read it to the class. She said, hey, listen to this poem. And she read it to the class. So I'm saying back then, I didn't realize, I was just trying to get over. See what I'm saying? I was just trying to pass, get out of school. But these people kept coming to me saying, look, you got this talent, you got this talent. So God just blessed me with this talent, and I'm just gonna keep using it, for this play that I have. I don't know if you're ready to talk about it yet, but I
just wanted to say one thing, and Leah talked to you about the play. Wilson and Manor have Missy Elliott. Norcom has Robert Wynn Jackson and Linwood Bubba Williams as the very creative people coming out of our high school. We appreciate you. Watch out for that street name soon.
We lost him. He got excited about the song that he made for the class that we lost.
Actually, he saw he mentioned the street and says, "Oh Lord,
that kind of threw him off a whiff. He should come back there.
Yeah.
When he comes back, Leah, I guess you can talk about the play, the upcoming play, and your involvement.
I guess we could mention that tomorrow is the old school pep rally at IC Norcom High School and the alumni basketball game. So get your tickets at GoFan because they will not be taking money at the door.
Yep, I got my tickets.
Okay, go to GoFan, and we're going to have a great time tomorrow night in the IC Norcom Gymnasium with old school cheers and the alumni basketball team. And which class is going to win the trophy? Which class will win the trophy? We got a big trophy coming. Is that Linwood?
Oh, okay. So what for the most school spirit?
School spirit. The class to bring out the most people will win the school spirit award.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you mentioned that. Well, I guess whoever's going to come now by now. So
I'll call you back.
I guess he's calling. Okay, looks like he's coming back.
Coming on? Okay. See, it took your wife it takes a woman every time. I don't care what you say.
I don't know what I'd do without her. I love her so much. If it wasn't for her, you guys wouldn't have me on tonight.
Yeah, but please introduce her.
Hey, she Kim. Dr. Kim Williams, my wife. Dr. Kim Williams, come on in. And let me tell you this story. She was trapped in Jerusalem.
Oh, she was one of the ones.
Yeah, y'all ain't see the news tonight? She was on the news.
She was the one who just got back today.
Yeah, she got back Saturday.
Okay.
With Reverend Moore, she was with Reverend Moore's Good Hope, Good Shepherd Baptist Church. She went with them and she got back Saturday, but they were trapped there for like 2 extra days. She just got back Saturday.
Glad you made it back, sweetheart.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back. What an experience that must have been. It's already an experience to go to Jerusalem, but to go over there and all that happening, that must have been something.
Oh yeah,
that's
another show right there. That's another show right there. With the good doctor there.
Bye. Go ahead. Bye. Try to steal my joy. She tried to
Bubba
steal
said,
my
"This
joy.
is my time."
He tried to steal my joy. Hey, no, turn it back on. You need to turn it back
And you
on.
know that this stuff.
Hey, oh, I'm sorry. I was about to say, you mentioned Robert. You mentioned Robert Jackson, right?
Yes.
Let me tell, right, you were talking about going back. Two of my mentors, Robert Jackson and Terrence Alfred Anderson. I got a chance to
wow, yeah.
both of those guys, man. Especially Terrence. He mentored me when I first got into the business. I used to go to his classes. He had classes on acting. I used to go to his classes, and we ended up doing a play together, a soldier's play.
Right.
I know you guys remember that. Charles Fuller wrote that
Yeah.
play, and we did it over at the Attica, I think, in Norfolk, at the theater over there. Terrence and he asked me to be the co-producer of that play, and I was honored to do that. I got a chance to work with Wynn Jackson before he passed on Oliver. Let me tell you the story about this. Oliver, Wynn Jackson was doing Oliver at Norfolk State, and he came to a class reunion. He graduated with me, and I asked him, could I come and sit in on Oliver so I can take some notes? And guess what he said? He said, "Do you have a dog?" I said, "Yeah, I have a dog." He said, "Well, you and your dog, come over to the show." He ended up using my dog in the show for the little dog that they had in Oliver. So my dog was in Oliver on stage at Norfolk State. And he gave me let me be the proctor, which was a person who read lines to people if they missed their lines. So I worked with Wynn Jackson and Terrence Alfred Anderson, man. Those were two
great men.
Yeah.
Two great men.
Yeah, that Terrence Anderson, that Walnut movie he made was, a message to us black men.
All black men. Yeah,
all black men.
Yeah, I came home from
take care of your health.
Yeah.
That prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about what's going on there, Leah.
What's coming to Portsmouth, Virginia, to the great IC Norcom High School on November the 11th at 5 p.m. None other than the story of Harriet Tubman, Let My People Go. What a great time to bring a play of that caliber to Portsmouth, in as much as you know how the folks on the other side, the colonel has another name for them, how they're trying to destroy our history, and they don't want us to know our history. So I think it's a wonderful thing that you have written this play. Not only have you written the play, but you've come back and you allowed local people to be actors in the play. And we are excited about this play coming to Portsmouth. And we're just looking for a great time at IC Norcom High School on November the 11th. Get your tickets now. If you need tickets, I have some. If you don't want to get the event right, I have tickets. But get your tickets now for Harriet Tubman, the play, coming to IC Norcom High School, written, produced, and directed by none other than Linwood Bubba Williams. Linwood, tell us some information about the play.
Okay, well, you said it all. I mean, you always, tell the story like it should be told. But yeah, Harriet Tubman, a play I wrote, and let me tell you how it came about. When COVID hit back in 2019, we were in lockdown. Okay, so for I think 2 years, man, we didn't work or nothing. So I was home for those 2 years. So the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, "Hey, get up and do something." So I got up and I started writing a play. Why Harriet Tubman? Because I had done some on Harriet Tubman maybe 40 years ago when I was in college. I did a little skit. So I thought I'd write a play about her. So I sat down and I started writing. In 2 weeks, I finished writing the play. So I said, well, the play is good. So let me put some music to it. Now, that's what surprised me. I didn't know I could write music for a play for a whole score. So I'm sitting there writing music for a play that I wrote, and I'm saying, how's this going to work out? But when I found out who I had working with me, Professor Frank Elliott at Norfolk State University and Xavier Hendon, who arranged the music that I wrote so that Professor Frank could play it on his, for the audience. We're going to have a live ensemble. Remember that. We got a live ensemble there, and we're gonna have music, and the singers are oh man,
Phenomenal.
fantastic.
They're
Yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah. So we're talking about November the 11th. At IC Norcom High School, we're gonna have the singers. Let me tell you about the singers. Rochelle Burns, I'm sorry, Burney, Michelle Burney. This girl voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing. And that is true. That, man, this girl voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing. And then we have Jerrica Daniels. This girl, she sounds like an opera singer.
She does.
I've heard her sing, and man, I'm sitting in that rehearsal, and I'm glued to, my ears are glued to her voice. And then last but not least, Mamie King, a girl I grew up in church with, hearing her sing. When I wrote the play, I wrote this music for Mamie King, but I knew her voice. And the only thing I can say about Mamie King is that she just knocks it out the ballpark. Simple as that.
And she was sending chills up your spine when she sings it too.
I'm serious, man. Everybody at rehearsals, anytime you get a standing ovation at a rehearsal for singing, then you know you have something special. But I'm all excited about the play and about the people in the play. That IC Norcom High School on November 11th. Tickets are like $25 at the door, so you best get your tickets in advance, $23 in advance from Leah, or you can get them, you can call 803-647-8425, 803-647-8425 if you live in Norfolk or Virginia Beach. But if you're in Portsmouth, 757-705-7600, that's Leah's number. And I'm in Georgia right now, so you guys want to get a ticket from me, just call Georgia, call me, and I'll just mail you your ticket. I'll send it to you.
He still does the envelope and stamps, Colonel.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Yeah. Old school. Yeah. Hey, but Slim, let me tell you this, how BLT started in 1981. Mm-hmm. We are one of the few organizations that's still around. When I first started, I started this organization out of need for unity in the community. Now, you remember back in 1981 what happened on Effingham Street with a good friend of ours getting murdered right in their home. Then 3 boys on the corner of that same street were murdered, gunned down. They were finding people's bodies in the trash can. Portsmouth was given a bad name. Yeah. So, and at the same time, they had the Atlanta children crisis going on. Y'all remember that? When they were finding all these children in Atlanta, everywhere from poor families, murdered. So I wanted to do something to change the image of Portsmouth. Because people, I would go somewhere and people say, where are you from? I'm from Portsmouth. I tell them I'm from Portsmouth. Oh no, I ain't going over to Portsmouth. That's how they were saying. That's how it was. And I know when I was going to Norfolk State, guys were afraid of me because I was from Portsmouth. I'm like, oh, he's from Portsmouth. Girls wouldn't even talk to me. He's from Portsmouth. But at any rate, I started the organization out of the need for unity in the community. I wrote my first play, and guess where I presented it at in 1981? IC Norcom High School.
That's right.
On Turnpike Road.
Turnpike Road.
Right there on Turnpike Road in 1981. When I wrote my first play, we had people like Danny Copeland, the late Reginald Hardin. He was an attorney. He helped start the organization. My brother, Robert Williams, Dale and Pat King, Spring Jones and Beeve Williams, Roosevelt Williams.
Man, you take me back with those names.
Yeah, I know you.
Especially Danny. Danny was at Union when I was at Union.
Right, Danny Copeland, man. He's still around,
Yeah.
John Finney, so after I wrote the play, we raised enough money to make a donation to the Atlanta Children Fund that was started by Mayor Maynard Jackson in 1981. So we sent some money over to them from the play, and he sent us a letter of thanks. I still have that letter thanking us for the money. We also gave the YMCA. They had just built a new YMCA on Effingham Street. You remember that? When they had built the new YMCA? That was back then. And Mr. Norm Nixon, you remember Norm Nixon? You
Yeah.
didn't back that far, but Norm Nixon was the president. We made a donation to the YMCA because they had a lot of kids there who were trying to get membership but couldn't. So we gave them a donation so kids could get membership. So right then I knew I had something. And from that time on, every play that we do, we make a donation to a charitable organization. As a matter of fact, this play, donations will be going to the IC Norcom Alumni Association Incorporation. That's where we're going to be making our donations from this place. So y'all better come on out, man. Y'all want to see something. This play, man, is something that you ain't going to believe. Have you ever seen the play Hamilton? Where this guy, Lin Miranda, who wrote the play, he took, he incorporated rap, jazz, disco. That's what I'm doing to this play. If you ever had a play, a slave play, you never heard of a slave play having a happy ending, have you?
No.
Never. This play, Harriet Tubman, man, you wouldn't believe this woman. You got to remember that this play is true story of her. Yeah. This ain't something I made up. I did research. I had man pile up here to do research on her before I wrote this play because I didn't want people to, because, you know, she still got some, if you talk to Leah, tell them about the experience you had when you went to.
Yeah, Dr. Knight and I, we took a number of Norcom students up to upstate New York to Harriet Tubman's home. And while we were at Harriet Tubman's home, we met her, I think it was her niece, her great niece, while we were there. And that was quite an experience for the children to meet this young lady who was a descendant of Harriet Tubman. So yeah, it was a wonderful experience to go up there to upstate New York and go to Harriet Tubman's home.
And that's why it's good for me to have facts and not nothing I just made up. Of course, I threw some stuff in there just to make it real time.
Make it a little light. Give it a
make it a little less somber.
You have to have that entertainment factor in there.
Exactly.
And I have to say to the people watching, make sure you bring your young people with you. You know, it's not only, I'm assuming it's going to be entertaining, but the historical facts or the historical lessons you learn from this. Most people just know Harriet Tubman as the railroad leader of the Underground Railroad. People don't realize she had made it to New York. She could have stayed there and lived out her life in freedom and luxury, but she kept coming back at the risk of never being able to get back to New York. Exactly. And she at one time led a regiment of soldiers during the Civil War. She led them. She wasn't just a part of them. She led a regiment. And she lived to a ripe old age. So you need to come and see this play for its historic significance and for the entertainment value that it might come. But you need to bring the young people with you. If it's any way you want to give out a good lesson, is put it in this kind of format where people can enjoy it, but also walk away with some knowledge about Harriet Tubman.
Right. We have 35 cast members and 18 of them are children. We have 18 children in the play who play slaves, and some of them have a speaking part. So children, they're going to enjoy the play as well because of the children that's in the play.
Right.
And like you say, Harriet Tubman, she lived to be 93 years old. She didn't die until 1913. My grandmother was around when she died. I didn't know that. You know, I didn't know her. When they first...
My dad was around when she died. Well, my dad had just been born a year before that.
Yeah, man, it's because she was died in 1913. She was born 1821. So she lived 93 years, man. I mean, you know, close to that anyway. They don't know her true age, but they say she lived. And she was able, and you're going to find all this out in the play, she was able to buy a house from proceeds from a book by Cyril Bradford, who wrote a book about her, autobiography from her own words, and that proceeds from the book was donated to her and she used that money to buy a house in New York.
That's the house we went to.
That's the house she went to where she bought all those people, that sick people, her mother, her daddy, and she cared for those people at the age of 80, 89. She was caring for those people, and she died right there in New York in that
That's right.
house at the age of 90, rightful age of 93. It's amazing, man. I mean, if a woman ever want to live up to somebody's style, it should be that of Harriet Tubman.
That's right.
Try to live, in the style the same, take the same route she took, and just be a person that's going to be a leader and not a follower.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I say before I go to play right here, Harriet Tubman. There it is. Harriet Tubman, Let My People Go. Yes. And it's when? When is it, Leah?
November the 11th at the I.C. Norcom High School at 5 p.m.
The school we what?
The school that we love best.
That's right. Y'all come out to that school.
And that's is that on a Sunday?
No, that's on a Saturday.
On a Saturday? Okay.
Yes,
well, even so, you don't have any excuses not to be there.
Right.
Especially bringing your students with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Colonel,
yeah, go ahead.
We just mentioned about how she was a leader of a regiment, and I don't think the service was formed then, but I guess that would be a part of military history as well. Her being a leader of a regiment during one of the wars.
Yeah, because during the Civil War, she was recruited to assist fugitives enslaved at Fort Monroe, right here in Hampton. And she worked as a nurse, cook, and did laundry, cooked food, did all that stuff.
But you know what's so amazing? She never got paid for all that work she did. Never. She didn't receive one pension for all that work. Everybody else, the white folks, were getting pensions. She didn't get nothing. She was working for nothing. And that's why they wrote that book about her and gave her the proceeds. Yeah. Without those proceeds, she wouldn't have that house because she worked for free.
Yeah. She would have died in squalor.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it was amazing, man. This is a woman, they say that she surpasses the work of Joan of Arc and any other woman that has kind of a lengthy background of being a servant to their community. So this woman, man, she was something else, man. I'm glad I did the work on her because I didn't know when I first heard of the Underground Railroad. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was in school, I thought the Underground Railroad was a train that ran underground and took people to freedom. That's not
I think all of us thought that.
They call it the Underground Railroad because most of her hideouts were in people's houses under the
in the basement. In the basement
right. The basement was underground. So that's why they called it the Underground Railroad. And when she went out in the wilderness, she would find these caves to hide in underground. So, those kids who thought like I did, no, the Underground Railroad was not a train underground. It was a basement in somebody's house.
And and even more why Emmanuel Church should participate, because Emmanuel Church was one of those Underground Railroad spots.
Oh yeah, it was. You're right.
Church, they have the area right there where they used to where the slaves would come, the enslaved people would come and they would hide out until they can get to the river to get on a boat to leave this area. So
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is significant on another level too, Bubba, having this play, as we talk on this show often, even coming through high school, coming through a predominantly Black high school, we didn't learn, like you said, you thought the Underground Railroad was a train that went underground. I think many of us thought that because we weren't given that information when we were coming through school. And now we at this point now where that information can get out there through the schools, we have certain factions trying to stop that. So it's going to be important for us to have these kind of plays and have venues and places for our young people and older to go to learn about the true history of many heroes that have come through over the generations.
Oh yeah.
And what better way for children to remember? Sometimes you read and you don't remember, but when you can see that play and you can see it, it sticks with you a little longer. And I think this is a good avenue for the children to learn this history of Harriet Tubman and her
Yeah.
contributions to mankind and to the American society. So you need to come out and support BLT as he brings forth, Linwood Bubba Williams brings forth the play Harriet Tubman, Let My People Go, on November the 11th at 5 p.m. at IC Norcom. Once again, if you need tickets, I have tickets available. If you don't want to go to Eventbrite, we have tickets available.
Yeah, and I just want to say this. One of my greatest accomplishments was when I received the, and I'm saying this because of Aaliyah, when I received the Liberty Bell Award from the Portsmouth Bar Association for outstanding service in our community. Her husband, DeLacy Stiff, recommended me. He put me in for that, and they nominated me for that year to receive the Liberty Bell Award. That's a prestigious award. If you don't know it or not, Portsmouth Bar Association. That's the highest award that the Bar Association gives out to individuals in the community. And DeLacy Stiff put me in for that award, and I appreciate him for doing that.
But you know, and as we talk about Harriet, we have to talk about Bubba and some of the other plays that he's brought to this arena also. You know, he had We Are the World with Michael Jackson, that Michael Jackson period. And my daughter had many opportunities to participate in Bubba Williams plays when he brought these plays to the area.
Can I say something real quick? When you say your daughter, I bought an article when your daughter was in my play back in I think it was 90 something. And this is
it was in the 80s, Bubba.
80s, yeah. And this is one of the critics that came in to do a critique on my play. And they said the strongest performers in the play was Omar Carter, and I understand he just passed recently, Omar, and Carletta Jackson. But the wisecracking juvenile Tiffany, played by Maisha, she played her part to the hilt. And that's exactly what they say. That's from the newspaper. Yeah, your daughter. She was in my play, and she played it to the hilt.
She enjoyed being in your plays as well. She really did.
Yeah.
I got to get a copy of that news article.
Yeah, I got that news article right here. I was reading it. I said, let me, because we got history. Me, you, your daughter, and DeLacy.
Yes,
it's history with us. So I'm just glad to be associated with you guys, man. And
I think it's important to know, for people to know too, that might be wanting to come to the play, how significant Bubba is with his plays. Because even when he moved to Atlanta and would do a play there, a busload of people would load up from here and ride to Atlanta just to see his plays.
Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta, Georgia. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're not talking about an amateur here. We're talking about somebody who really knows what he's doing and really has entertaining plays.
I am somewhat of an amateur, but you guys just make my head like boom. Well,
I better stop because I want you to be able to fit on the screen. I don't want you to
exactly.
It'll blow up, boy. You just don't know. You don't know how people. I think sometimes look at people who got prestige and they don't want to share it. Man, we got some of the selfish people out here, but we got to learn how to share what we have. Because I be trying to teach these people, these kids. I like raw talent. When I do a play, I don't look for nobody I look for raw talent so I can shape them myself. And most of the people in this play, these have never been to play before, but when you see them, you're going to think they're pros.
And Bubba, Sharon Anderson wrote, I was also in many plays of BLT, even received the Most Dedicated Actress Award.
Oh,
that's
okay. Yeah, Sharon, right. Yeah, Sharon was in it too.
And we expressed our condolences to Sharon at this time.
Yeah, her mother passed,
So,
condolences, Sharon.
Condolences, yes.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I can't mention everybody that was in the play. As so many people over the years, I'm sorry if I don't mention some people like my son Linwood Jr. He'll probably say, "Daddy, you didn't say nothing about me." And him and Kathleen Williams, my sister and brother, I won't do a play without them. Simple as that. Linwood Jr., Kathleen Williams, I won't do a play without them.
And Linwood is a powerful preacher in this play. Linwood
Oh
is
yeah.
a powerful preacher in
Yeah,
this
my-
play. He
yeah.
plays his role to the hilt as well.
And he looked
So I
like
guess he picked that up from his uncle, huh?
Yeah, from his daddy.
yeah,
From his
yeah, from
daddy.
his, hey, yeah, he picked it up from his uncle Leroy. Yeah, past my brother who
Yeah,
passed
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Yeah, but
As a matter of fact, Leroy taught me at IC Norfolk
And I see Norcom. Yes.
oh, he did.
Yes.
speech.
Oh, he taught you. Okay.
He was just out of Norfolk State. He was just out of Norfolk
Oh,
State.
I thought to say he must have been his first or second year there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. But yeah, it's just to work with people, man, and to see them. I call this a form of drama therapy for people who need to get away. And like Sharon Anderson, her mother just passed, and she called me. She's in the play. She called me. She said, "Bubba, I still want to be in the play. I need this. Don't take me out because she's in the play." And I asked her whether she still want to be in the play or not because I know her mother just passed. She need to grieve. She said, "Yeah, I need to grieve, but I do need some therapy too." So I'll be at the next rehearsal. So it's a
Okay,
form
good.
of therapy for people who just need to come in and just forget the whole what happened that day. When you're having fun with people, people you don't know and people that you do know, and having refreshments and laughing at people for messing up their lines, like me, I'm looking for my I'm in the play too, I play a part in the play. We have some rap. I do rap. We're gonna have spoken word, because this play is when you see this play, you're gonna say this is like no other play I've seen. Just put it that way.
Yeah. And Bubba, I think over the years, going to some of your plays and seeing some people in the play that I think you brought them out of their shell because
Yeah.
some of the people I would see in the play, I said, I never heard that person say 2 words. And now here they are on stage because you also had fashion shows that got people out of their shell to come up on stage and show their fashion. So I think it was helpful in a lot of ways. You say therapeutic for Sharon. I think it brought a lot of people out of their shell and gave them an opportunity to do something to shine, really, in those plays because they were real popular plays for this area. We didn't have Broadway, but we had Linwood Way.
Go ahead, man. Yeah, but
Bubba Way.
and it's strange because whenever I come home, people say, "When you coming back home? We haven't had a play since you left." And I'm thinking, I know somebody's doing a play in Portsmouth, aren't they? Don't we have people?
Not in Portsmouth. You got to go to Norfolk State for the Norfolk State.
Norfolk State players.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think the thing that really hurt that when they tore down Willard Hall, Bubba, because we used to get national plays coming through there.
I did 3 plays at Willard Hall.
Yeah. And Robert Williams would do plays there, and then we had the national people, and they tore that down. That just took away that art form that we had here going in Portsmouth.
And that's what
hopefully
we need.
We'll get it back.
We do need a place, a venue to showcase talent in Portsmouth. I mean, they don't have that. And, that's why when I come home, Norcom is okay. That's a big venue for people, but you have smaller groups, man, who look for a space for like 300 people, 400 people. That's what you need, something like that.
I think the opportunity is at the casino. I think they even have a setup where they could have plays there too for that size audience. So
okay.
That's going to be an opportunity too until something else comes along.
Right. I need to check that out because I like doing plays at Norcom, but like I say, sometimes I have a smaller my cast. But this play here is a big play. I have a set design that's taking up the whole stage, so regardless of what the capacity is for the audience, you still need that stage presence.
Exactly.
So,
And Bubba, I think, as the Colonel sits there, I think Colonel, if he had been around on this side during that time, he probably would have been a good participant because he always used to act like he could beat me in basketball. So I think he would be a good candidate for one of your plays.
You say act like, I don't know. That's a challenge.
But Linwood, you can still use Colonel in this play, Linwood. He can still play a role. We can still bring Colonel out.
He could. Because I did a play.
He could play a Colonel.
Yeah, that soldier play, that soldier story we did, that was an army play. We needed his expertise, man. We might bring that back again, the Soldiers Play. Let them be in it.
Yes.
So, Bubba, are you going to continue? I guess you in Augusta, you're going to continue to do your plays there, and continue to come back here and do certain things. I guess. I guess the timing. I guess you planned the timing for it to be, close to the holiday season and things like that.
Yeah, well, when I do plays, for some reason, I don't know how the dates come up, but like I say, I'm usually led by the Holy Spirit. It's not that I'm sitting there and say, I'm gonna write a play. I might be sitting there watching TV and Holy Spirit are like, give you an idea. Just like when I wrote that, like I wrote the class song, I also wrote the family reunion song, my family reunion song for the family reunion. Because I was just sitting there and all of a sudden this music started playing in my ear. And I heard all this music. So I took it that it was just music, but it wasn't. It was a song that I needed to get out there. And I wrote it I wrote a family reunion song that we've been singing since 1999 at our family reunion. 1999. And I mean, people know the words. We don't need no sheet or nothing. They love it. They love it. If we don't sing.
We don't need a sheet of music to be
right.
To know our song.
For you, we declare love. That's
true. Okay.
Hey, this is Slim Show. Okay.
Hey, Bubba, let me add this, because we talk about on the show too about the opportunities our students are having in other activities other than basketball and football, which is good. You need that. But the arts, are not as strong. I remember being, and you probably too, all of us in different generations or different times at NOC remember how strong the plays would be there, and of course the choir. I mean, we couldn't wait to have one of those assemblies because you never know what you were going to get, but it was always entertainment. And it's not as strong, and you have these students out there that have these creative minds. What would you tell them, how would you tell, because you didn't go to school for it, but you knew you had that gift and that ability to express yourself in that way. What would you tell the students now that have those creative juices flowing through their bodies, but they don't have the opportunity to put it out there? What would you tell them to do, in order to
well, a good example of that would be my son, Dana. He's been writing music since he was like 9 years old, 10 years old, writing rap music. And I used to tell him, man, that ain't going nowhere with that rap, man. Why you keep rap? Then one day it dawned on me. I said, that's what they told me when I was coming up with, writing plays. Hey, man, you never had no schooling. So what I'll tell him is, because now he's appearing on stages. He's, has his own podcast, not podcast, but he's on social media. He's appearing in shows where he's actually writing his music and performing. And back then, when I was telling him, I tell everybody else, stick to your craft. People just don't know. Don't try to do everything. Just do your craft. If your craft is writing, you write. Like I told Linwood, my son, he takes pictures. He's a photographer. He's an actor. He's a director. And I tell him, I said, what do you really want to do, man? He's a barber. I said, you got to have a craft, bro. You can't be jumping from here to there. So whatever your craft is, put the time in your craft. I didn't do nothing. When I started writing, that was it. Once I started, I like sports. I played sports, but I would always get back and start writing. So whatever that craft is, stick to it. Don't give up, because you don't know when your call is going to come. Just like football players. Somebody get hurt on the sideline. He's sitting there. He don't know he's going to the game. They call you. Hey, man, oh, God, I got to go in the game. I'm unprepared. No, keep your mind on your craft, because you don't know when your call is coming up.
Exactly.
And it's coming.
Exactly.
You got your craft. It's going to come. Like me, like Dana, like Linwood. You're going to get a craft, bro. So just stick to it.
Yeah, don't give up because the opportunity may not be there. You know,
Yeah.
create your own opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, Bubba, I tell you, I am just excited about this play. I got people who are calling for tickets. And so we're going to get these tickets out to those individuals who are looking to be at the play on November the 11th at the IC Norcom High School at 5 o'clock. And we're just going to sit back and be entertained, but not just be entertained. It's going to be a learning experience as well. So I encourage each of you to bring your children, get your family members, get your church members out. It's a play for everyone. Everyone will enjoy it, no matter what age, no matter who you are. Come out and see Harriet Tubman, Let My People Go. I even have a little part in the play, so come and see me. Come and see me in the play, okay? Those of you on the line.
Well, hey, I'm honored to have really, believe it, I'm honored to have you being part of this project, because I remember when I first started, you were my promotions manager. You remember that?
I remember.
My first play, you were my promotion manager, and we did great. I mean, it was a great play, had a good turnout and everything. And we're going full circle again. Now here we are now, you and I back together again.
When Linwood called me, my first thought was, what time? I got grand reunion. I got homecoming. I got too much going on. But you know, when Bubba calls, he's almost like Allstate. When he calls, you have to answer. And I tell you what, and my answering his call has been a blessing, because to see you all in rehearsal and to see and hear the voices of those young women, to hear the music of the young men who you have engaged, to see Stephen Alexander in his role, you know, doing his thing, you know. So, you know, it's just such a joy to sit there and watch it. Now, I'm just looking forward to it all coming together in one place on that November the 11th. And I know it's going to be a great time had by all. So I'm really excited, and I'm really thankful that you called me and asked me to be a part of this team.
But you know, when I called you, I didn't know you were the president of the Alumni Association. When I called you and you said, well, yeah, okay, I'll do it, but I got something to do with I'm the president. I said, what? I know you're not going to have time to work with me. And you made time. You made time. And you just spake of Stephen Alexander. He's my cousin. He just has back surgery. I went to see him the other day. Yeah, so we're praying for him. He said, look, I'm still in the play. Don't take me out. If I had to come out there with crutches, I'm going to be, that's my cousin. But he's a great actor. He's a comedian.
Great actor.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to seeing him playing his part as Joe in this play, opposite of Harriet Tubman, my sister who plays Harriet Tubman, Kathleen.
Yeah, Kat is good. She's good. She's good.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why we never got Slim in my play. Slim, what's up, man?
I was too busy playing basketball, man. I was too busy sitting on the bench.
Okay, yeah, that's all right. Hey, if you're in the play, you won't sit on the bench with me. You'll get some playing time, brother.
Yeah, I'll get the next. I'll get the next one. I'll play. Maybe I can play Wilt Chamberlain or somebody. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that might work. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Michael Jordan. But you know, it's so good to have you on here and highlight you, and it just like when they had the grand reunion, and so many people were there. It was so good to see all those Norcom people that, you know, the people that were honored or recognized, you know, all those ladies that were attorneys that we didn't know about. We knew about the judges that came out of the class of 70, but I had no idea we had that many attorneys. And that was just a tip of the iceberg as far as people that coming out of IC Norcom that are going on to do great things. So I hope we continue to recognize the people that came through the halls, that walked the halls of IC Norcom and came out and really are contributing to society today.
Right.
Yeah, my wife, she was
as well as the other schools too. The other schools deserve to recognize the people that walk their halls as well. But we went to Norcom, so we want to make sure the word gets out about the people that came through there. And Bubba, you are one of those people that that
But the
Glad to
history,
have the
man.
opportunity to highlight you, and glad you
Yeah,
agreed to do
the
this.
history of Norcom. I didn't know until Leo was up there reading the history of Norcom. Did you say we were the oldest black school, or we the second oldest?
The second oldest in the nation.
Not
There were
black, but just
historically
school.
black high schools. There were 115 historically black high schools. There are only 3 left in Virginia. Only 3 left in 115 in Virginia. There are only 3 left in Virginia at this time. But we're the second oldest. We're behind Dunbar High School out of
Oh,
DC.
wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's great to know I came from a school that still exists. How many years? 100 and what?
175 years.
75 years.
145 years. 145 years.
Right. Okay.
I'm giving us more time. I'm giving us more time.
And Booker T is still hanging in there. So,
Yeah,
and,
Oh, yeah.
hanging in there. And
Yeah.
Armstrong. And Armstrong is
Armstrong,
hanging in
yeah.
there. Yes.
and that's one of the oldest rivalries, Booker T and Norcom.
That's right. That's right.
But I think we have more people came out of Norcom that's politicians in Portsmouth than any other school.
Any other
Because
school.
all those, that was the only black school, of course, in Portsmouth, Norcom.
Yeah.
And most of the people that came out, they stayed here, like, the judges, the lawyers, they still here, politicians. So that's great, man, Yeah.
Rich legacy.
Well, I think that the teachers influenced us or encouraged us to get involved early on in politics. We had a Dolores Overton come out of our class that ran for city council at the age of 18.
Oh, yeah.
So she was involved then, and Ray Smith and a lot of other people had to get involved when we had that boycott trying to save the name of the school. So,
Save the name of the school, right.
They instilled in us the importance of being involved in your community and making sure you were aware of what was going on around you. And that's why so many students were involved. Some people took advantage and didn't go to school, but most kids that were out there for a reason.
But you know what I want to do? I want to thank you. Oh, shoot. I hit the daggone thing again. Man.
Looks like you're still there.
I'm still here. Okay, well, forget the picture. I'll just talk. Because I hit some with my fingers. And my wife came early and fixed it. But if you can hear me, you don't need to see my face. Just
we can see you too, because I think whatever you did, that's just in your mind.
Oh, okay. So you can still see me. Okay, I didn't know that. But thank you, Slim, for giving us a platform to showcase our talent. A person like you. That's why my organization is still around. For people like in the community who have supported me for the last 40 years since 1981. Some of those people are still coming to my plays, and I just want to thank them, for supporting me all these years. Because without them, I would not be around. So thank you, Slim, for giving groups like me a platform to showcase our talent and to let people know what we're doing. Your station, not only you, Leah and the Colonel, all you guys are doing great work, man. And I'm just so proud that Portsmouth, have someone like you guys to keep the legacy going of a great city for blacks to come to and to make a living.
We appreciate that. And
Renee Caesar says that she was also in BLT, and her husband used to act with you as well. And she says it's great to see you.
Oh, Caesar. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, God. Hey, Caesar. Hey, girl. She was in my play. Her husband, he could sing, man.
Yeah, well,
golly, he
got that by right, because he was related to Shirley Caesar.
Oh, and I didn't know it at the time.
That was his aunt.
Yeah, I didn't know Shirley Caesar at the time, back then, 1980 something. I had heard her, but I didn't know. But that boy could sing. Him and this other girl, they sung a song, and man, people just were crying. That's how good they were. Yeah, and his sister, I love that she played a part. I asked her to play a part that wasn't too popular for women, and she played it. She played it to a hilt. And I appreciate, people like her who believe in me and believe that I can, what I'm doing now it is important to the community. And not just, I'm not doing it for myself. I don't get paid for this. I want people to know I don't get a penny. I do this out of the love of theater, the love of people, and whatever we get, we donate to charitable organizations and try to save some for the cast to have a little party for them, and then to have a little bit to put on our next show. So, it's not, this ain't the Bubba Wig. This is a Bubba Wig show, but ain't no Bubba Wig money in it. You better believe it.
Well, Bubba, let me ask you, have you done or will you ever in the future do some politically themed shows? Because it's so much material out here to work with. Reality, sometimes give you a lot of material.
Let me tell you something you might not know. We're a nonprofit 501c3 federally organization with a 501c3. When you have that title, you cannot do anything political or religious. You can do a play with music songs, but you can't take this. You can't do anything about politics, because that's the federal government that we are getting our 501c3 status from, and we can't pay our actors. We don't supposed to pay people, because as long as we make under $50,000 a year, which we don't even make nowhere near that, and we don't have to report. Have to report because we're a 501c3. But we can't do nothing political or no religious taking sides with no religious groups.
Colonel, anything, Colonel?
Well, I know we're winding up because we went a little bit over, but I like to give some props to Sharon, who pointed out that she was the most dedicated actress award. And to make a comeback. But when you talk about politics, though, early voting is here, and we all need to go out and vote. And the importance is, if the Confederates win over the Senate and keep the House, and with this Confederate governor, you are starting to see the changes. And then when Brother Trump comes back in 24, you'll need a Harriet Tubman to get us to get us back free, to put us on the Underground Railroad, but we are going to be hunted like dogs.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true.
So get out here and vote.
Get out here and vote. Get out here and vote. Well, Bubba Williams.
Well, I think. Hey, man, I appreciate you.
I can see Frenchie Copeland now, the Caribbean Queen, all over the stage.
Yeah, old Frenchie, yes, sir. Frenchie P.Y. Hey.
P.Y., yes.
Yeah, yes. Peanut. Yeah, all of them were got me started back there. Yeah, Marvin Francis, yeah.
Bubba, we are really happy and elated with the thought of Harriet Tubman, especially as I stated earlier, at this time in our lives when people are trying to erase our history. It's important that we present our history in many facets, different ways, in order for the kids to understand and to acknowledge the history and upon whose shoulders we all stand. These people sacrificed a lot for us to be here on today. So I'm so happy that you're bringing Harriet Tubman to Portsmouth, Virginia on November the 11th at the Great IC Norcom High School at 5 p.m. Tickets are $23 now. If you buy them in advance, $25 at the door. I encourage you to purchase your tickets in advance and come on out and join us as we celebrate the life of Harriet Tubman, the conductor on the Underground Railroad.
Thank you.
Okay, before we go off, I'd like to do and I want to thank everybody for watching and the comments you made tonight. I appreciate that. I think Bubba, just his mere presence on the show sparked a lot of people to watch and make their comments and reminisce about the times they had with him in being involved with his plays. I'd like to give a special shout out to Pamela Walker Casey, who's watching, who is married to IC Norcom's Tim Casey and from Truxton as well. And she taught in the Hampton Road School system for years. And we appreciate her from Smithfield. Thanks, Pam, for watching, and give my regards to Tim. And thanks again, Bubba. And we appreciate you coming on, and we look forward to being in that play and selling out the house, really, because it's going to be important, just like Leah mentioned, for us to be entertained and also educated a little bit more about the significance of Harriet Tubman.
And all that she went through.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Tell me
All
about
that she went through.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
And she still kept on moving, kept going,
Kept
kept
moving.
going, kept going.
Kept.
But
So
before
thank
we
you,
close-
everybody, and we
before
appreciate
we
you.
close as
And
well, James, before we close as
excuse-
well, please don't forget that we will celebrate the life of Robert Triplet, Robert the Peanut Man Triplet, who has given so much to the students at Norcom, as well as the students in the Portsmouth school system, as well as so much to many in the community. Come out and join us on Saturday, the 21st at 6 p.m. at Living Word Victory Center as we celebrate the life of Robert Triplet. Candlelight service. It's going to be a short service, so come on out and let's pay our respect for Bob as well.
and Sharon also mentioned that they had a play at Chrysler Museum.
Yeah.
So this is no small fries here. This is this is the real deal. It just happens. It's going to be at IC Norcom, which is I think it's appropriate for it to be. So make sure you come out there. And thanks for everybody watching and continue to watch us here on Portsmouth Coffee Talk. Next show next Monday. A guest to be announced. And remember, be aware, be informed, and most of all, be involved. Take care. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Appreciate
you,
you.
Bubba.